Wildcats.
Oh,
And we come on the heels of a big loss last night.
yeah.
Arizona lost against UCLA. They're rivals for the past several years. And looking like UCLA really is just better than them.
What? UCLA is better than them. You're right.
I don't agree with that.
Of course you would, Arizona homer.
This guy's from Tucson, Arizona.
Yes. 11-point loss. Not our finest moment, but I don't know. It was a weird game to watch. We were up early.
Yeah, it was a really good start. First 5 minutes was pretty good, and then after that, it kind of went downhill. Seemed like the UCLA guards kind of just started putting more pressure on the ball, and it kind of took Arizona out of their offense. They couldn't really get anything going outside, inside.
They simply couldn't make the shots drop, folks. I mean, we saw after the second half, they kind of just ran away with it. Everyone was saying that Courtney Ramey needed to take them for a run last night, and he really failed to follow through. Fantastically so. Yeah. He got ran through last night, folks.
He did.
6 turnovers, 4 out of 19 points. This does not bode well going into a conference games there in the future.
No. Okay, no, it does not. No, Ramey had like 4 points, 6 turnovers, I think.
6 turnovers is correct.
Thank you. Yeah, so no, he had a bad game. I don't know. The biggest thing for me was, what is it, Bona? Yeah, Bona for UCLA against Ramey had some big blocks. We should dominate in there. They start bringing pressure on the perimeter. We're not running in transition, so then we decide we want to jack threes and, I don't know, get blocked at the rim.
Well, I don't know.
It's not even blocked the rims. There's a lot of times this guy tries to dunk, whatever his name is, a vertically challenged guy.
Tabelis, probably.
And it bounces off the rim, you know.
Well, Ballo had a couple times he dunked and missed too, but he was fouled. But I don't know.
Tabelis had like 24.
Yeah, he missed a dunk, but
yeah.
Anyway, yeah.
No, he was Tabelis. You go.
I think that the loss I think that that game was more about UCLA than it was about Arizona. I think UCLA wanted to prove that they were the best team in the Pac-12 during the regular season.
Jalen Clark, he did amazing last night. You know, let's see if he's in there for a conference.
Uh-huh.
Let's see if he can make it back in, you know?
Yeah.
That is big. That is a big loss if they don't have him.
Yeah.
Last night it didn't matter. They were going to beat us regardless, but that's like tournament and stuff. If he's gone, they're screwed, I would say, in some ways.
Well, let's actually get into Arizona a little bit because we're previewing Arizona, not really just last night's game. But what do you think about them this year? I know you have a lot of thoughts, I'm sure. So
me?
What's your?
I want to hear your thoughts.
Yeah, let's hear Alex's thoughts first.
So we know going into history, where they like. Sorry, let me make sure I have the stats here right. 25-6, 14-6 conference.
Yeah.
And, you know, a lot of those losses, they lost to teams they really shouldn't have. You know, we look at, like, Stanford, Utah, Washington State, Oregon, maybe Arizona University. Would you agree there?
Yes, I do. Arizona State.
Arizona State.
I thought you were calling me Arizona University.
Sorry, Arizona University.
No, you're right. Yeah,
and it really, you know, they're capable of greatness, but they're also capable of some awful losses here. And over the season, we've seen that. And maybe that's due to a team's overall youthfulness. I mean, you have some good players here. You know, Tommy Lloyd, he's still young. I think they have the potential.
Still young. Tommy Lloyd is still young. That's a good point.
Second year. They have the potential, but as Lloyd himself has said after a recent game, they just need to play better more than anything else. They need to play better. They shouldn't have lost those games. All the games that they have lost in the season, they've also beat those teams before. It's not like they haven't not encountered a lot of those losses. It's not like they're a one-time thing. They've played those games and they've had their one wins. Even with like UCLA in the past, I think they ended their streak there for, I think UCLA was on quite a streak at the time when they ended it.
Yeah.
And again, they haven't lost a single consecutive game. So they've shown the ability to bounce back. And, you know, they're durable. They learn from their mistakes.
Give me hope. Durable. I like that.
Yeah.
And, you know, they've gotten the revenge on a lot of teams.
Yeah, no.
Maybe they'll get the revenge on UCLA here again sometime.
Yeah,
Maybe not
Pac-
this season.
In the Pac-12 championship.
possibly. Yeah.
You guys got to get through Stanford first.
Yeah, and then probably
I'm
USC
assuming Stanford
again.
will beat
Possibly.
Washington State. But
Yeah.
You gotta get revenge on Stanford again.
Yeah, I shouldn't even be a revenge game. No, you're right. You came prepared. you put it pretty good. My biggest thing is, we were really good early. We have some bad losses, like you said. I think the biggest thing is early. We like to run. That's not going to change. But early on, I felt like we like to run. Tabellus got his points. He's our leading scorer, like 20 a game. And he was getting his, but we also would go into the post. Balla was doing really good. Then we would kick it out. They would collapse. We hit threes. Well, we don't really do the Balla thing as much, and I think it hurts us. I haven't seen us do that since the Indiana game. I mean, I know we've done it a bit, but not that consistently. So I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know what to think. People are.
It seems to me like every once in a while Arizona just kind of walks in and thinks they're going to just beat them because they're better. And that's a tough thing you get into with a talented team is they are possibly first, second most talented team in the Pac-12, but it's hard to always show up. And I think they proved it when they lost to Utah and they lost to Washington State. That's the big one for me is that they just
at home.
Yeah. Just a pretty inexplicable loss, to be honest. I don't think Washington State is even close to as good as them. So
No. That one is one that can't really be explained.
Yeah.
You can say they're bad on the road, which they appear to be not too good. But that's at home. That's one they're never really in the game. They get kind of dominated. It's just low scoring.
Yeah.
I don't know. What else you got? You're coming at this from like kind of a neutral.
Yeah, well, I'd like to give a quote I read online.
Yeah.
About Wildcats. It's from the Arizona Desert Swarm.
Desert Swarm. Yeah. Is that linked to the U of A? I don't know.
That's like the 24/7 page, isn't it? Maybe. No, is it just a forum?
It's a pretty good site. It's a good
Okay.
source.
Anyway.
People are saying, and I want to hear both of your responses to this.
Okay.
At their best, Wildcats are among a handful of teams that should be viewed as a favorite to cut down some nets. At their worst, they're capable of losing to teams whose only interaction with nets. Oh God, I can't read my own handwriting. Their only interaction with nets should be over. For the next couple of months would be of the fishing variety.
Oh, jeez. When was this?
That's a good quote.
This is last week.
That's
I think pre UCLA, maybe even pre
USC,
ASU, yeah.
ASU, yeah, that's true. Actually,
whose only experience with nets should be of the fishing variety. That's pretty good.
What do you think?
I think it's a decent quote. I don't know if it's necessarily that accurate. I think it was for the regular season. I think that for postseason, I disagree a little bit because I think they'll be more focused on teams like that. I don't think they're really going to be caught napping the way they were in the regular season, but
yeah,
that's the way I kind of see it. I don't think in the postseason they're going to lose to somebody much worse than them, unless barring somebody gets hot. I mean, there's so much parity.
What happened last year though?
Anymore.
They lost to a pretty good team actually.
Yeah,
that was quiet. They lost to a pretty good team.
Yeah.
Houston was very good, and we just got shell shocked. I don't know how you put it the other night, but you described it good. We just kind of.
Was it just when I was talking about the intensity Houston came out with? They just came out, with more intensity than I've seen in a tournament team in a long time, and they definitely wanted it more than Arizona did, which is, surprising a little bit. To be honest, considering how good of a season Arizona had last year, but
I don't. Not even because of the loss. I agree. They could.
Are they a favorite to cut down some nets?
No, they're not. Not the way they've been playing currently. I wouldn't say.
They are.
They're like up there. I don't know.
They're in the top 5 to 7.
Zoo is still looking good,
Zoo, yeah. No, he is.
He's still doing good.
He's probably not going to win Pac-12 Player of the Year, though. Jaquez had a big game, too.
But he's like the 7th player ever to be like leading in both points and rebounds.
You're right. Yes, that is really big. No, that's a sad thing. Last night's loss probably loses him the Player of the Year for the conference.
I would guess so, especially the way Hawkes kind of took over at the end.
Yeah.
He kind of made a statement a little bit with the big dunks and some crazy shots. And
Bellis had so many early,
don't know.
but then he just went quiet.
Yeah, that's kind of been
They need to give him more.
theme.
They need to give him the ball more. That's what
I know.
That's what Lloyd is saying. Lloyd is saying that.
If he's saying that, I don't agree whatsoever.
He said that post game interviews.
Yeah. No, they didn't really feed it to him much in the second half.
But also, the UCLA was smart. They made him catch it. Like, we're watching a game right now, Montana State, where you make him catch it on the perimeter. He can get so many points, but a lot of it is the guards hit him, and he's just really smooth around the basket. So he'll make, like, a move, he'll pivot or something, and he'll have a layup because he's got good footwork. But if you make him catch it on the perimeter and do something, I mean, he's good for a big man, but that's the way you kind of stunt him. So,
right, yeah. Also, you mentioned that the Bobcats are playing, so eyes are wandering every once in a while.
Yeah,
I know I've looked over there a couple of times. So.
I've been glued to it, even though I don't like Montana State, so I don't know what's going on. But yeah, no, Zoo is doing really good. That's like, he did good last night, but he did so good in the first half that it's like, the points are misleading, I would say. He did so good the first, 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Like, that's right.
He had like,
I don't know,
14 maybe in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, no, that's
16,
right.
something like that.
Yeah.
And that's where Courtney Ramey really needs to come in and just take them for a run. But, he can't always do that, I suppose.
That's true.
Yeah, he is kind of an X factor for them, it seems like.
He's their best. He's shooting, after last night.
He might not be their best shooter.
But he's 41% from deep or close.
Yeah,
He
him and Creasa were right there for like 1 and 2 for most threes made in the Pac-12 this season. So
I'm pretty sure Jamal Ball, I think he's the best in the field goal percentage or whatever.
Oh, it might be, yeah. It was
Probably.
64.
65.
all he shoots is layups and dunks. So,
but he's not getting the ball much,
No.
and he's dropped off a little. Let's not pretend like he's been playing the same he was early, and they just said like, we don't like you anymore.
yeah.
He's dropped off a bit, but I think you got to establish it early. Cabellis is going to score anyway. He'll get him in transition, but we just got to hit open threes. All these contested shots are just not.
Yeah. As soon as they got out of rhythm last night, they kind of went back to what they were doing last year when they get in a struggle and they just start putting up threes.
Yeah.
Creasa started shooting a lot more. He kind of reverted to his old ways because no one else was scoring.
Yeah, no, he did. That was
Yeah, I don't know. There was some eye-opening things, some red flags that happened late in that game last night.
It was a blueprint on how to beat us, I would say. Not that we can adjust. I think we're better than just to get beat. If someone just, we should be good enough. A year later, we should be experienced enough to adjust. But I don't think we adjusted last night. So it's a bit alarming.
Yeah.
It's going to be tough, but Ramey, one thing I do like that Ramey did, he got ejected twice really bad, but he attacked the basket. Like, I feel like...
Yeah, you guys don't have any slashers. Yeah. Outside of him and Larson, those are your only two real guys that are attacking the basket, aside from Tabelis at the high post.
Henderson will do some floaters, but he's not really, those kind of passive shots, I guess, naturally.
Right.
But at least he was attacking the basket. He gave the Bona some highlights, but, I mean, he went away from the three a few possessions, but then they got blocked and they got pumped up there, so it just was bad.
It seems like if teams kind of pack the middle and let you guys shoot, if you don't shoot well, it can be a little scary.
Oh, yeah, very.
Yeah, I mean, again, like Coach said, two or Zoo or whatever his name.
Zoo.
He just needs to have the ball more, really.
He said this after last night. No, he did not.
He did. He was boasting about his guys. Like, he played well.
He did play good, but
he didn't get it very much.
He also said that overall UCLA was just more consistent and more physical. So that's kind of related to your attacking the basket.
Mm-hmm. But I would have thought we would have learned after Houston that we were never going to get beat like that again. It wasn't that same.
No, it wasn't.
But
there were some similarities, but not as much.
I don't like getting bullied. I don't like playing bully ball. And then when I get to watch us lose to a team, they weren't even sure, compared to what we like to do, just like let's run and gun. But it wasn't even anything crazy. But yeah, it was physical and we couldn't take it, I guess.
At what point last night did you lose your appetite for popcorn?
That's a good question.
When was it? When did I make the second batch?
What time? I don't know.
At what point in the game?
It was after the game. You made your next batch.
Well, I made the batch, but at that point I lost my appetite, so I just kind of made it tastelessly.
Depression eating.
The butter was gone mostly, and Arizona, we didn't even put up a fight to come back.
Arizona lost all taste.
I thought we were going to shock the world. I said it.
What are your realistic expectations for the NCAA tournament for Arizona? What are your
second weekend? They could make it better, but the way.
So you're saying Elite Eight, Sweet 16?
I wouldn't be shocked if they make the Elite Eight.
You would be shocked?
No, I wouldn't be shocked.
You said the same thing last year. What's different now?
No, last year I thought they were a legitimate, like one of the best teams in the country.
Yeah, I mean they only had 2 losses then instead of 6.
No, I think if we play like we did early on, if we play our best, but the thing is, I don't think we're doing the same like game plan that I'm talking about. And maybe my thinking's wrong, but I don't think we're thinking about let's get Ballo his and like base it around that.
Yeah, it is. It is kind of like they're trying to play the same game as last year with inferior perimeter players.
Yeah, but early on we weren't doing that, so I don't know.
Maybe players on the outside got more confidence, and it's actually hurting the team because they're starting to shoot more and not feed it inside.
And when they don't make it, it's revealing, I guess. My expectations are we make the second weekend. If we play as good as we can, I mean, if we play good like we have, we can make the Final Four, but we've been so inconsistent. I think second weekend's reasonable for what would happen. So,
if you're Tommy Lloyd, where are you telling your players right now?
I'm giving it to Ballo. Physical. I don't know why we have to. Also, Trenton said it well last night. Like when you can't. Well, you explained, but like when you can't run. I thought that was. I don't know.
I don't know exactly what I said, but something along the lines of when you get a defensive stop, run in transition, but when it gets stopped, slow it down. Make sure you're getting a good shot and don't rush the offense just in sake of playing fast.
Someone needs to set up this table so someone else can just crash through. You know.
That's true. Somebody needs to set the table so someone else can smash the dishes, right? What was that? Yeah, that was
an NFL game.
That was Super Bowl.
It was.
I read tweet.
That was.
Ballo needs to crash through a table as Zoo sets him up.
Yeah, they're a good duo together. I mean, I'm not saying Ballo needs to be the guy. Chabelis has proven he's the best player, but I'm just.
Ballo's good infield.
Fun fact, though, the Bobcats actually played Arizona this year.
They did.
It was pretty close. It was a 6-point game with like 7 minutes left.
Yeah. Arizona, I don't know. Who knows who's going to show up? Who knows what Arizona team's going to show up there? Really anyone's guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. The NCAA tournament is
they keep on losing teams who should only be touching fishing nets, you know?
But those teams won't be in the tournament, so maybe that's good. Well, maybe the first round will face
first or second round.
I'll get shocked in the first round. I don't even know what I'll do. I'll just be like, That's the thing. Our fans are so spoiled that people are acting like this season's such a disappointment. They finished second. They have 6 losses. They have some bad losses, but come on. How spoiled are we that, we're the last 2 seed? They're so disappointing this year.
Come on. Committee hates us.
It's a bit. Right? We got to get some perspective, I think. Yeah. So. I don't know. The year we won it, we were a 4 or 5. I'm not saying that's going to happen, but you're
right there again this year. Once you lose first game of the Pac-12 tournament,
people are saying there's an Arizona ceiling that it's just really
what is this?
hard to break through.
Yeah, probably. The Elite Eight is like their downfall, but they didn't even make it there last year. The way they're playing this year, I'd be surprised, but.
Might not make it past the first round. You know, that might be this.
No, I actually would not be. Shocked, but I really.
You would be shocked.
I know.
I would be shocked.
You would be depression.
I'd be depressed.
If they lose that would mean they lose to a 14 or a 15.
Okay, that'd be pretty bad. We'll see what happens this week. I think that's a big thing.
There's good teams out there, sure, but
second round, I guess, is probably what I should be saying. I don't even know who that would be against.
I don't know. Some 10 or 7.
Yeah, those teams.
Probably
some power conference team.
I don't know why. I'm just assuming you guys get a 3. Well, you'll probably get a 2, but I don't know.
That depends. I feel like if we lose again, we won't get a 2. seed.
Yeah, I agree.
If we win,
if you
I don't
lose
know
to UCLA, I don't know. It depends what other teams do, I guess.
I feel like, I don't know. What do you think? I know you came in here.
Well, I know you guys
researched and everything.
What?
No, yeah, I'm just saying. You got any other thoughts on the Cats or?
On the Wildcats?
Yeah.
I mean, what about Keelan Boswell? Am I right, guys?
Oh yeah,
Bam Bam.
Kylan Boswell, yeah.
Bam Bam.
Bam Bam.
I haven't heard his name thrown out.
Bam Bam stepped up last night.
He did. He hit a lot of threes. He played good. I told Trenton he was playing so much last night.
Yeah.
I don't even. He's going to be a big player next year. He's 17, but I mean, he's not going to be the. Well, maybe it will be a difference, but I'm just saying. I don't know.
What are you saying?
Well, I'm just trying to I think he's a really good player, but for this year, his play is likely not going to be the difference. It's going to come down to our starters.
Well, it depends. If you get in foul trouble, you're not a super deep team, so he could play big minutes.
Yeah,
it's entirely possible.
We're playing 7
We
guys.
see people, expelled in the games or whatever the term is all the time.
Yeah, exactly. Thrown out. Yeah, pretty much. No, we don't know. If they get into foul trouble, he'll have.
Yeah, if those guards get in foul trouble, I mean, they don't have much of an option. What is Larson the only guard that comes off the bench? Or no?
He's not even really a guard.
What's his name?
Cedric Henderson.
Yeah,
he comes off the bench, or does he start?
Because he must start.
He has to,
8
right?
guys. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's weird. But Larson plays better off the bench, weirdly enough, so that's why that is.
Well, who is the other person that comes off the bench?
Game.
Oh, Bob.
We only got 7-man rotation, so if you're scouting Arizona, you don't want us to run pressure.
You don't have any rotational bigs then.
Yeah. Don't let us get going in transition, slow it down, be physical, and we have no depth, so get us in foul trouble. And you can, yeah.
Well, last night, Tubelis and Larson both fouled out, right? So,
yeah, I mean, at that point.
It was late. It was almost over anyway.
Yeah.
But.
No, that's true, yeah. And that was with us playing the bench a pretty good amount.
Mm-hmm.
So that could be trouble. That's the thing. Depth is something we can talk about them all day, but if you don't have enough guys.
In terms of weaknesses, there's really not much there, though. They shoot the ball pretty well. They don't really have a bad turnover problem. They've got good size. The defensive rebounding has been troublesome against UCLA both times particularly. I haven't noticed it as much against other teams, but maybe UCLA is a really good offensive rebounding team. I'm sure they are. But
yeah, we're 19th in the country in rebounding. Almost 40 per game. So that's a strength. But yeah, you notice in these losses.
There's more rebounds because the tempo's high. Anyway.
The losses, we're getting beat on the glass. And then also assists. We get about 19 a game. If we are passing the ball good, which is why I say make them collapse and then kick it out. That's when we're at our best. So.
You got to swing the ball around, feed it inside. Yeah, I don't know. It's a good team. It'll be interesting to see what they do in March.
Yeah, we talked about them like they're 2 teams. We know this is the longest.
Well, there are 2 teams, right? There's the bad Arizona and there's the good. No, I'm just kidding.
No, there is kind of.
There's a fishing Arizona and there's a cutting nets Arizona.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
there's cutting down the nets and there's fishing nets.
That'd be a funny group of fishermen if they ended up being they all love to fish.
That's what I always think about.
Like Creesa fishing. I don't know.
Creesa.
They can picture it in a weird way.
I'd like to fish with Creesa.
Yeah.
I would not like to fish with Creesa.
I'm more of a Killing Boswell guy.
I'd go fishing with Larson. I'd go fishing with Powell Larson.
Who would you go fishing with, Jacob?
Bala.
That would be hilarious. You might sink the boat. That's a big boy.
Yeah, no. It'd be funny. We'd have some funny moments.
We're going to need a bigger boat.
What a contrast. I'm just small guy. How big is he? 6'10"? No,
he's bigger than that. Yeah. He's almost 7 foot.
Yeah.
And probably 270, 280.
I feel like he's louder than me too. Cabellas would probably be quiet, but we'd have a good
I could see Ball being quiet. Kind of a big, soft.
Guys could hold a good conversation.
He's like a big teddy bear. Big, soft.
Yeah, this has turned into compatibility with the players.
Anyway, well, this has been fun. I feel like it's getting a little off topic.
Got anything to close us?
You want to close us out?
You open us. He's praying for the catch.
Last night it was horrible. Okay. I was at home watching the game on my phone. I had a burnt bag of microwave popcorn, and as I was taking handfuls from this steaming bag of microwave popcorn, it was burning my hand, and that was when the Wildcats were really playing hot. So I was like, that's fitting. But as the game progressed, my popcorn got colder and colder, as did the Wildcats with their turnovers and Courtney Ramey's shooting.
Ramey, this poor guy, just getting slammed.
He was really supposed to go for a run last night, but he didn't. So watching that game, I left it in a state of absolute misery. That popcorn is still in my bedroom. It's half finished, ice cold. Oh, and I'm wondering right now,
can it ever be warmed up again?
Can it be warmed up again? Would it? Is that easy? Is that even an option for old microwave popcorn? I mean, is it? We've seen it at its worst. Can it improve?
Can it bounce back and bring that entertainment and desire? That
can you re-pop what was once pop, folks? And I don't know.
I don't know. I guess it's to be determined.
I guess it's up to you, Tommy Lloyd and Courtney Ramey.
Can you fix the popcorn?
I get the coach. Ramey. Okay. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for tuning in.
A special preview with that.
Consider liking and subscribing. Prayers for the popcorn.
Treat Courtney Ramey like an autistic kid just passing the ball.
Oh my.
There you go.